First, we need to know what is superpower and how our nation becomes superpower. A fundamental characteristic that is consistent with all definitions of a superpower is a nation or state that has mastered the 7 dimensions of state power, namely geography, population, economy, resources, military, diplomacy and national identity. But here we will be talking about top 5 military powers. Let's begin with number 5, France.
France's military budget for 2019 stands at $40.5 billion in total. The nation's strengths lie in its air capabilities. For example, the nation is ranked 8th in terms of total aircraft strength and 7th in terms of total helicopter strength. The French armed forces operate 1,248 different aircraft and 566 helicopters. It has a relatively medium-sized navy with 118 naval assets in total, including 4 aircraft carriers, more than Russia, China and India. The French army is relatively weak in terms of its total equipment, having been ranked 44th for combat tanks with only 406, 55th for towed artillery, and 61st for the number of rocket projectors. Now, let's come to number 4, India. India maintains a strong air force and navy, according to the index, ranking 3rd for the number of transport aircraft, at 248, and in 4th place in terms of total aircraft strength, including jet fighters and attack aircraft, and in 5th for total helicopter strength. The Indian Navy also maintained a good number of assets at 295, including all primary and auxiliary vessels, which placed the nation in 4th position. India is also top of the list in terms of its number of patrol vessels with 139, 20 more than China. For armored fighting vehicles and self-propelled artillery, the Indian Army ranks 25th and 26th respectively, much lower than its overall ranking. India has a defense budget of $55.2 billion for 2019, smaller than the US and China, but slightly larger than Russia's spending. Let's come to number 3. China. China performs better in some areas than in others. In terms of total naval assets, it is the top nation on the list with 714 vessels, including 119 patrol vessels, 76 submarines and 52 frigate ships. It is also top of the list in terms of the number of towed artillery in its arsenal with 6,246. The Global Firepower Index ranked China 2nd for its number of combat tanks, armored fighting vehicles, jet fighters and attack aircraft, while China's score fell in terms of its number of aircraft trainers, where it achieved its lowest ranking of 5th place overall. At $224 billion, it has the 2nd largest defense budget in the world in 2019. Now it's turn of Russia, which is on 2nd position. Russia holds 1st place in certain metrics. It is the top nation in terms of number of combat tanks with 21,932, more than 3 times the US's total, and also armored fighting vehicles, of which it has more than 50,000, and self-propelled artillery. For every other comparative metric, Russia holds either 2nd or 3rd place. This is all made possible with a relatively small defense budget of $44 billion. Russia also has a strong navy, with a total of 352 assets. This includes 82 corvettes, more than the US, 15, and China, 42, combined. Russian military is very advanced and very strong. We will check out its strength in another video. Let's end with Russia, and start with the strongest country, USA. The United States is the most powerful country in the world. It has the largest economy in the world, thanks in large part to its massive entertainment and media industry. The economy in California alone produces about $2.5 trillion. Assuming California was a country, that number would have made the California economy one of the top 6 in the world. Imagine that. In terms of political influence, the US is unparalleled. A founding member of the United Nations, the US plays a huge role in almost all international issues, especially ones regarding global security. The US remains a powerhouse in the international community. The US has the most powerful military in the world. It has the most modernized and sophisticated military weapon systems and possesses a huge number of nuclear warheads. And the US isn't shy about showing its military power to the world, one reason why some countries often accuse the US of meddling with international affairs too much. There is a very good chance that this list of the top 10 most powerful countries in the world will remain the same in 2020. 1 or 2 from the bottom 5 countries might get replaced with a different country. But the top 5 countries are likely logs to hold their current position.